soon, if not already. Good evening and welcome to the Manchester's Blues Show. A bit later than planned. My computer, Dan, my old reliable computer, the hamsters are ageing, my friend. It has taken an age to get my Zoom set up tonight to get this started. But no, thank you for your patience, pal. Only 12 minutes late. What's 12 minutes between friends, eh?
Well, some things never change. At least we know your computer you'll always get there. It just depends on what time you'll get there, which is never. But
I keep thinking I need to get a new one, but I just can't justify it for the amount I use it. And it's one of them. If I get one, I want one that can play games on and stuff like that. My wife will never see me, so I'll never get that signed off in a million years. So let's just be happy with what I've got. But hey, listen, cracking news. We're here to talk about City. City and Leipzig have finally agreed a deal for Josko. Have you seen this today?
I have 77 million on the dot with no add-ons, I believe.
No add-ons.
So it is a fixed price, so he still costs less than Harry Maguire.
And I believe he costs less than Van Dijk as well. So
but that net spend, they'll only have spent 100.
Yeah.
It's that Coutinho money that seems to be paying for every single player they sign from here for the end of time.
Well, the good thing is, it's really interesting that Leipzig are really sticking their feet in the mud, weren't they, in relation to 100 million euros, not even interested, 100 million euros. We got him for 90 million euros with no add-ons. So that's obviously some cracking negotiations that's going on there. He must have wanted to join as well. There must be a bit of that around this as well, for him to leave for 10 million less than the valuation. It's going to be a cracking acquisition, isn't it?
Apparently personal terms have been agreed for about a month and a half, 2 months or something like that. It was literally just between Leipzig and City, but it's a weird one for me. We've got him considerably less than what I thought he would be coming for. I would have thought it would be somewhere 105, 110 million euros. So what's that? That's about 85, 90 million or something like that. Yeah. And we had the discussion on a previous podcast. Do we need him? We've got Laporte, who's already accustomed to the Premier League. He wants to leave because he's not getting enough game time. I know everyone's saying rotation, but there's only so much rotation you can do to keep 5 world-class centre-backs happy. And you've still got Ake. I know people are going to say, well, there's Ake and Akanji, who are probably the two most likely, one of the two that are going to be rotated with them. Yeah. But it's a weird one. I mean, don't get me wrong, same as any City signing, if they do well, I'm right behind them. Yeah, I just think we should have been strengthening him a bit more in the attacking midfield side and maybe a winger before we go all out for a defender.
Yeah, you've mentioned this. You've talked about this previously, and I think it's if we're getting him. Listen, put it this way: this lad was on the United shortlist. Loads of clubs that have been after this lad. He was on the United shortlist before they signed Martinez. I think they signed Martinez instead of this guy, so that just tells you a lot about Man United's purchasing ability at the moment. I don't know whether it was a financial side of things. I don't even know how much they got Martinez for, but this lad looks absolutely fantastic. I'm very much of a YouTube stalker when we're here signing players, and some of the things. I mean, this lad, to give you an idea, in 2021, this is a little bit of research that I've done. He said, this is his words, I started as a left back, then the coach changed my position to a striker, then I finished as a right winger, everything except goalkeeper. That's not a joke. He's always dreamt of being a striker, and I think most defenders do, and I think most strikers dream about being defenders as well. But this lad can play, this lad can pass, he can tackle. He's got a really good eye for the ball. I think it's fantastic, and particularly on that left hand side as well. Can I see somebody being shipped out? Oh, I don't know. I've not heard massive rumours about anyone leaving. Have you? Have you heard much about anyone coming in?
Not apart from Walker. Even Laporte leaving seems to have gone really quiet. There seems to be no concrete offers or any interest or anything like that. But I just wonder, maybe it's a staple for Pep, maybe, because he doesn't want full-backs, does he now? He wants centre-backs. He said if he could play a whole back four with centre-backs and have rotation for centre-back, he'd be happy. So I wonder if he's maybe going to start branching back out into the back three role and having Gvardiol on the right, Gvardiol left, Stones in the right, and Diaz in the middle.
Yeah.
And then at least, I suppose, there's rotation between three then, and then another player can come in to make a back four. It'd be interesting. I still think there's going to be a massive formation change. I reckon he's going to try and play more of a 4-1-3-2 sort of thing and try and implement Haaland and Alvarez, because he did it against, was it Atletico Madrid in the pre-season? Well, obviously we lost 2-1 with that formation, but he's trying new formations out, so I'm wondering if he's maybe got a formation or tactic plan that's going to suit Guardiola coming in as well, that maybe doesn't put a current centre-back surplus to requirements.
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because Ake's just signed a new contract as well, hasn't he? So he's going to be he's
deserved, by the way, much deserved.
Well deserved. He was fantastic last season. I really enjoyed watching him, and he was always one of those that when he signed for us, he's going to be on the cusp of it, and it just goes to show actually if you do come in with the mentality that Ake's had, he could do really well.
And I will hold my hand up. I was the first person to doubt him coming in and his price tag and where he came from. So I will fully accept I was wrong about Ake. I love that boy.
Can you just repeat that? Sorry, I didn't hear that very well.
Look, my head gets big enough as it is. I will apologise once, and if you want it again, record it and rewind it. That's how you're going to get me to say it twice.
I've had a cracking question come through. Andy Coleman. Hi Andy, hope you're alright, pal. How much are we getting him for? What's he coming in as money wise? I've not seen much. Like you said, the rumours started for him that being agreed sort of 4 or 5 weeks ago. But I don't know how much he's confirmed for. Do you have any idea?
Not his wage. I know it's definitely no add-on. £77 million sterling, no add-ons. In terms of wage, like I say, all his wage and contract talks had been agreed for about 2 months. What I've read, whether that's factually correct or not is a different matter. But I think the only thing standing in his way is his medical. I think everything's ready just to be ticked. So if he passes his medical, it can easily be signed before the end of this weekend. Which obviously, I'm sure we'll get onto it. Our season starts on Sunday. Absolutely,
it does. Yeah, we'll move on to that shortly. And the medical's on Friday. Apparently, the private plane's booked, and he should be flying into Manchester tomorrow, ready to go into City's private hospital to do the medicals and everything from through there.
He could then, if everything's agreed and all he has to do is sign on a dotted line, he could be available to face Arsenal.
Yeah, very much so. Listen, Andy, I'm doing a bit of research here and on the lad. And at Leipzig last year, he was earning 59 grand a week, beforehand 21 grand both at Leipzig, and in 2019 this is how far he's come. How much was he earning in 2019 for Dynamo Croatian First League? He was 17
grand and a half a week.
Oh, he's so close. £1,100 a week 2019. He's not done too bad in the last 4 years, has he?
No, and I guarantee he'll get a hell of a freaking bonus at City, especially for 77 million.
Absolutely. I bet we don't chuck the kitchen sink at him, but that's a hell of a jump. It just goes to show hard work and a bit of luck in football gets you a long way. But yeah, no, listen, Andy, when we find out for you, we'll let you know, buddy. A couple of other people coming in for questions. Obviously, Mahrez leaving now. Any types of replacements that are going on there? Who's it?
Well, Matt.
Who's he? What's the lad's name we've been linked with recently?
Jeremy Doku.
That's the one. Is there much there, do you think?
He's a very good player. He's not my first choice, but then again, I'm not the transfer guru for City, but he's a very versatile. Think of Jack Grealish, but with 100 times the speed. He's not a goal getter. He's not really an assist getter, but he can do. If anything, he can do everything Grealish and Mahrez do, just 10 times quicker.
So
quick on the ball.
If you liken him to like Sane, how would he fit in with that type of mould?
No, I'd say Sane was more technically better at finishing and shooting and just overall attacking. He's very versatile. He likes to cut in. So I don't. If we do go for him, I don't really see how he'd work with Haaland unless obviously he's only 20, 21.
Yeah.
He's still very, very young. I don't see how he'd work with Haaland because Haaland likes the ball fizz to him. Doku likes to take the ball in. He likes to pick the last pass. He's a pass finder. But it just depends on what Pep's got planned for him.
Yeah, who knows? They'll be working on something in pre-season, won't they? They'll definitely. Pep won't be keeping the same formation as last season. He might chuck it in every now and then, but they'll be working on something because he's always conscious and worried that people find us out. That inverted commas thing. Yeah. Speaking of Sane, we signed him today in 2016. Would you have him back, Dan?
that long ago.
Would you have him back?
I put this question on our page. When was it? Oh, it was when Mahrez went. Actually, I said, would anybody have him back? And I'm 50-50. I think we should never go back normally, but I mean, he has just got the number 10 role at Bayern, number 10 shirt at Bayern, so there's no chance he would come back. But I don't know with him, because he is still a very good player, and he's only, 27, 28? He's not that old. He's still very quick. When we played Bayern, he was arguably their best player in one of the games. I can't remember what it was, home or away. I still think he has something to offer, but I think I'd be more drawn to no. He's gone.
Yeah, he's had his chance. He had his chance. He wanted to go back home with mummy, didn't he? And it is what it is. He was good for us at the time, and I think once you leave, you kind of go from there. And it's what. Can you see any other new signings coming in? I think we're pretty much done now, aren't we?
A new winger or a centre attacking midfield or something like that. Do you think we'll
bring one in though? Do you not think we've got enough cover there? Because
we need to.
What did City Dave mention earlier on about a couple of players? There's a couple of junior lads he'd rather see. So a good discussion topic. Why don't we want to see more of Bellis, McAtee, and Palmer? Do we really need to bring? Do we really need to bring in more players? Really, really interesting question. For me, brutally honest, heart on my sleeve, I don't think they're good enough. I don't think
I'd agree. I think the only player that really could have a shout is McAtee. I think he was brilliant for Sheffield United last year. I still think it might just be a step too high unless Pep decides to do the Foden role, just gradually build him in, play 10 games and maybe work up to 15, because he's still 21. He's quite old for a young player. I know it's a juxtaposition, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I do think he has the chance. I just don't think he's ready. But I think out of all of them that you've just mentioned, I think he's the only one that's close. I think Palmer's had his chance. Good player. I don't think he's City level. He can get a goal and have a good game here and there, but I don't think he's ready for all-time regular City playing. But I do just want to see Oscar Bob come in. You've got to have a Bob in the team. You've just got to have an Uncle Bob.
I saw him
down the wing.
Saw him play the other day, and I was in absolute hysterics with the conversation with me, you and Amy the other night. That was brilliant. So other transfers, it's entirely possible. Dave made a really good point the other day. So with the addition of Kovacic, you're totally fine with the squad we have, and I think I'm okay with the squad we have. I'm not desperate to bring anyone else in. Alvarez needs to get more game time. We'll get to see more of Foden, which is really good. And is he ready for that central position now? Are we going to look into that? Rico Lewis will improve. Really looking forward to watching Rico Lewis this year. And Stones is going to continue to play in that role, which is fantastically brilliant in at the moment.
Hopefully the season implementation period under Pep kicks Calvin Phillips' season on as well.
Yeah, listen,
he needs to step up.
Have you watched the documentary yet?
No, I'm actually refusing to watch it for as long as possible.
Why?
Because I don't like players that come out with documentaries and only halfway through their career. It's like, oh, this is me. This is where I grew up. This is where I am now.
No, it's not.
You've proved yourself at Leeds. You haven't proved yourself at the top teams yet. Then maybe bring your documentary out. Save the documentary for the legends.
It's not about that. You've seen it the wrong way. I've not watched it yet, but I think I need to. I think I do need to.
I'll give it a shot.
Give it a bounce. Also, today in 2007, just reading through my list here, we signed Delano. I loved watching Delano. I was at the Newcastle game when he scored that free kick, and my word, I've still never seen a free kick like that one. It didn't dip, didn't bend, didn't twist. It was just straight. I don't think I've ever seen a goal like that.
Sane, Schalke, a few years ago.
So that's
midway in the opposite half. That was a thunderbolt. I think that's the only one that comes close. But I've always said it. Ilano, in the past 20 years, is probably the only player that would go into a Pep Guardiola team. I think he had everything to be a world-class player in the right setup and the right team.
I think one of these shirts has got his name on. I think it's that one. Yeah, number 69. He did his signature with 69. I don't know if you can see it behind.
My head's just in the Thomas Cook one. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Thomas Cook one.
Yeah, that's. Was he number 69 on his back? Is that why he did that? I can't remember. But yeah, listen, we've got we've got to talk about Sunday, haven't we? We've got to talk about the game. I don't think Gvardiol will sign in time. I think that's just a touch too far, but I think he'll be at the game.
Yes.
How do we play this on Sunday? Are we full strength going for the kill? We ready to win four, not just 4 in a row, but 4 trophies? Are we absolutely? Are we going to see some junior kids playing? Are we going to see a bit of this, bit of that? How can you see the formation and the team are playing?
Personally, I've always had this thought about Community Shield. I do personally see it as a cup. I know people are 50-50 on it. Some people see it as a trophy, other people don't. I do, because you've got to think of it, it's the 2 top teams of the previous year fighting it out for the first trophy. You get yourself off to a good start with a trophy. That said, as much as I hate to bring it back up, we did lose to Liverpool last year and we won the treble. So
this is the game where everyone wrote Haaland off.
And Nunes was apparently better because he scored. Yeah, that shut a few haters up, didn't it, over the years?
Come on.
I hope we see, because it's a competitive game. It's the first competitive fixture of the season, regardless of how big or how little a trophy is. Arsenal, I think, would want it to win more than anything over City, just to give them a good benchmark. I'd be happy just to see the kids. If we lose anything more than by 2 goals, I'd be disappointed. Put it that way. But if we were to lose 2-1, 3-2, something like that, I'd be disappointed because it's not a trophy. Because I do see it as a trophy, but it's not my priority. But I'd like to get us off to a winning start either way.
I really want to win. Really want to win. Really want us to go for the throat. Want us to play the full strength team, and I really want us to absolutely smash them and put them in the place. Champions of Europe, champions of England, being sung, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm still interested. I don't know if it's sold out or not with the boycott that was kicking in. I don't know what's going on with that or not. But I know City chucked absolutely everything they could to try and get people in that stadium. They were offering 16-year-olds the ability to buy 4 tickets. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's kind of a bit. I don't know with that. It's like the club's going in a different direction to the fans, because obviously the club needs to sell tickets. It's a revenue stream. I get that. They're a business at the end of the day. As much as everyone say fans are the heartbeat of the club, they are businesses at the end of the day. It's gone completely away from a fans club now. Every football. I'm not just talking about City, but I do feel a little bit disinterested in how City have gone about trying to sell the tickets, because they have, like you said, they have been pushing them out. But again, like I say, I'm torn, because it is a business. They've got to make money somehow. I mean, we're not going to run out anytime soon, Christ, but at the same time, they've got to look for their own profits, haven't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had a couple of people wanted to talk about a couple of things today. I think we've covered most of it. Gerd Brown, hope you're well, buddy. Hypocrisy of other clubs being found guilty of FFP breaches. Well, shock and horror that one at United. Well, I never. Listen, it's shit on the rules one way, doesn't it?
Oh, there's not much in the newspapers at the moment, though. Oh, by the way, Ten Hag has got to win the league this year. You know why?
Go on.
He has spent more now in one season than Pep Guardiola did when he revamped the squad in his second season.
Is that right? How much has he spent?
Yeah. Another 10 million more, I believe it was.
Crikey. Well,
so you think of all the signings we made, Walker, Mendy, Bernardo Silva, I think was one of his signings.
Bernardo Silva.
All them signings, including Gundogan, that lot, I think, was Stones signed under Pep? I can't remember. Was it 2015 or 2016 he saw? Either way, a lot of players we brought in that second season, Ten Hag spent more.
You know what? Didn't know that.
I mean, I hope they don't, because it'll be hilarious. Oh, and by the way, a little dig. If you can't get Haaland, don't go to Wish.com and get the second best, Hoyland.
Oh, don't mock him yet. He's not even started. Saying that, was it 70 million or something for him?
I think, a lot of money plus add-ons.
That's so much money for that lad. Listen.
But he's a world-class striker. 10 goals in 32 games.
World class. World class.
That's my lot. I'm saying clear now, because knowing my luck, you'll score a bloody hat-trick against us in the first game.
Other people want to talk about new signings, Ravid Dahl, I think we've pretty much done that. Ryan Bennett wants to talk about holographic universe theory. We're not talking black holes tonight, my friend. Potentially witnessing City is the best team in the multiverse. You're a bit for sci-fi lad, aren't you, Ryan? I can tell that straight away. You like Star Trek. I like Star Trek. I think we've covered pretty much what everyone's wanted us to talk to us tonight, which I'm really, really chuffed about. I think the most important thing is getting off to a winning start Sunday. Have you got a potential lineup for Sunday? Who you'd like to see and who you'd like to play? Because I've got a couple of ideas I'd like to chuck at you. I can see Alvarez starting over Haaland, and I don't know why. I just get a feeling
both starting.
Oh, okay. What Alvarez on the right? Oh, okay.
No. I genuinely feel there's a 4-1-3-2 formation. I think it'll be Ortega with with Phillips in holding midfield. I think there'll be a big shake-up in defence, so you'll have Stones on the right, Ake on the left, and maybe Diaz and Laporte. I genuinely feel they'll give Laporte a game. And Alvarez and Haaland up front. And then a mixture of Bernardo Silva, Foden and Grealish in midfield.
Is Kovacic on the bench then? Starting off the bench?
Kovacic on the bench, yeah.
Interesting.
But then again, it's Pep. I could throw 100 formations at you. I guarantee I still won't get it right.
Well, let's face it. Wasn't the last 10 games of last season, you could pretty much guarantee what his team was going to be. It's never been like that before, has it? Through all the years Pep's been with us, we've never, ever... How many times have we, the podcast in years gone by, have we tried to guess a Pep team and we didn't even get close to it?
I think Tom Young only got it, I think he was the only one that got it right, and we only got it once. And that was in, 3 years of doing these podcasts. Not one of us has got it right.
Absolutely bonkers.
Mental at doing that.
He's an absolute fancy football killer, Dan. I hate Pep Guardiola.
I know, but to be fair, even a world-class manager in Pep, he's learning. He knew he shouldn't be tinkering in that team when they were winning games near the end of that season. When he did it again, when we played Chelsea in the Champions League final, he had to mess with it. He learnt this time round. He went, no, that's my best team. I'm going to start that. I'm going to pick that formation, and it worked, and we won everything. So he's learning, even Pep.
Here's an interesting question for you, a really random one, and a question to people listening as well. City tattoos. So when I went to Istanbul after we won, there was queues coming out of the tattoo shops with young lads and girls getting treble winners and all the rest of it, and I was very tempted, and I had to be dragged away by my brother, and because I didn't know what I'd get because I had a few to drink. Would you ever get a City tattoo? And if you would, what would you get? Because I've seen all sorts. I've seen tattoos of the 3 trophies in the back of someone's head today. This is why I'm asking the question. That one. And I'm thinking, why would you do that? I don't understand why you get it on your head.
You know which one I saw? I saw when West Ham got that result against Arsenal last year near the end of the season. You know the joint City West Ham badge?
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody got that tattooed onto the back of their head.
Is it Westchester City or something? Or
Westchester, that's the one. Yeah. They got that. I always did want a City badge right across my back, like the whole of my back.
Wow.
Big City badge.
Okay, yeah.
But I like the one previous to this one, you know, with the eagle and everything like that. That's my favourite City badge. I know there's retro City fans that like Dave definitely liked the original. I think the 70s badge, something like that. I think it was. He liked that badge. I was always a fan of that, but I've not got a tattoo. I have no interest in getting tattoos, and I would be shit scared trying to get one of them on my back, all back. But
oh, that'd hurt. You need to start small, wouldn't you?
I used to want to be a hard man and get MCFC on my knuckles.
Oh no! God, what would the missus say?
Never did it, and I won't do it. Why are you thinking of one on your leg or something?
Yeah. I'd quite like to commemorate the weekend, the last 3 games, some way. I think the last 3 weeks of the season has been my best footballing experience as a City fan, and it's something I'm smiling about it, thinking about it now. I had so much fun with my brother and co, and I don't know what I want to do for it. I would like to commemorate it in some way, and I've only got one tattoo, and I've not got loads of tattoos. And it's just one of them. Just think to yourself, that could be a really good thing to have. So I've put a couple of ideas on the page because I put something on Twitter the other week about some of your City tattoos, and there's all sorts. My God, there's some terrible ones. I'm not going to comment on it, but you look at some people, you're like, what are you doing? Have you
You've
done
gotta
that?
get ones
Have
that-
you done that yourself?
You've got to get ones that you can sing along with, though, if you're getting words. I mean, just imagine it right down your arm. Johnny, Johnny Stone.
Well, people got all sorts.
Johnny Stone.
Some of the lads when we were away got Rodri tattooed on themselves.
Rodri's on fire. Your defense is terrified. Sorry, my singing, you'd never get me through the first round of the X Factor. You've got to get them sort of tattoos, though. You've got to get ones that will get everyone riled up. I mean,
Brilliant.
there's some people that have like the Steve-O tattoo with a big thumbs up like that, with a big City shirt on the back and stuff like that. But I mean, some people have on about getting main roads address. You know, like you get the tile, get that. Just a small one or something like that, but it depends on what you're interested in, what you like. I mean, some people don't like number plates on the thing, but they'll get them done. It's tattoos. Everyone's weird about them, aren't they?
Yeah, it's one of them. There's a couple. I'll chuck a couple more on the page, but listen, we'll do a call next week after the Arsenal game. Really looking forward to watching that. Ridiculous Sunday 4:00 kickoff. Fuck you, FA. Sorry for swearing at 20-8, but it is what it is. Score prediction time, Dan. Time of the season. We're off. Do you know what I'm going for? 2-0 City. Come on, City. What are you thinking? What are your score predictions?
I'm going to go back to the old Fieldmeister score predictions. 6-0. One of these has got to happen. And actually, to be fair, I reckon 6-0 is a wishful one. Genuinely going to go 4-0.
4-0?
Because as much talk about Arsenal's, as much talk as everyone bangs on about Arsenal rejuvenated midfield, Havertz, Rice and Odegaard, I don't think that midfield will ever work. You've heard it here first. I think that midfield trio will flop. Big style.
Pal. Oh, I can't believe you just said
4-0.
that. I can't believe you just said that. That's like the jinx of jinxes.
Mid-table team. I genuinely think that midfield will flop. The worst thing they ever did, as much as it was a pain in the backside for them, was get rid of Xhaka.
That was. I don't understand that, but yeah, that's a bold statement saying they're going to mid-table flop it. Crikey, Charlie.
Yeah.
On that note, I hope we win now, if just for your sake, pal. Because if not, I'm clipping that and not getting all that over Twitter. Right, Blue. See you later, mate. Speak to you next week.
Take care. All the best, Blues.
Cheers, Blues. Catch you later.